Volunteer. Hashtag Team Volunteer for hashtag Team Trees and hashtag Team Seas. What is going to be the third and final hashtag Team what? IDK. And so here you are. Should schools offer community services? Should schools offer community services? Now that is a different idea that I will have a hard time answering. Now community service means volunteering to jobs that actually involve improve the community. Now these jobs could be the painting communities, buildings, gardening in parks, or picking up litter in the local garden. It could be that easy. Or it could be like that in the US, in many school districts, students have to do a certain amount of community service to actually graduate from the secondary school. And it's supposed to be meant to encourage responsibility in young people themselves. Because also, I don't really think that's gonna do anything. And now, the first reason on why schools should offer community service is that so many organizations actually need help, and the students have actually all the time in the world, other than maybe homework time, and they helping these guys can actually make a big contribution, which could be part of a big difference. And now, the second reason why schools should offer community service is that it helps young people to expand their point of view of the world, where they see each person as an individual being and each person being having the same rights and everything. Now, the third and final reason is that community service is actually an excellent and great way to be able to meet with others, so that you can go ahead and work on your teamwork and collaboration skills. Now, the first reason on why schools shouldn't offer community service is that forcing people to do community service can actually make them less likely to choose to actually volunteer in their later lives, to actually have a less likely chance to do something like hashtag Team Seas or hashtag Team Trees. Maybe not that big, but have a less of chance to actually help support a cause like that. And the second reason why schools should actually offer these community services is that if community service isn't voluntary, it isn't actually that meaningful. And it doesn't come from the heart. And service is actually meant to do things that you want to do without pay or without anything. It's not something you're forced to do or something that you have a reward to do. In fact, the reward is just doing it. For you, the reward is just doing it. That's what service is. And the third and final reason why schools shouldn't be allowed to actually take things offer schools community service is that kids are already so busy that it's actually not fair to make them do more than they really want to do. Because just because there's a requirement of what you sure, making a requirement to graduate secondary school is a good thing. It'll get the community a bit better place, because now every year there's at least one person who has to do community, a bunch of people who have to do community service, and that well, they improve their grades, and at least the community will benefit from it. It's like they're having free labor. And that's about it. And now it's time for the results. Now, somehow, 75% of people actually say that schools should offer community service. Sure, that's actually a good idea, because lots of people actually don't graduate secondary school just because they have no idea what kind of community service they can do. Because every time they try to do community service, it kind of messes it up. And I know from experience, because I do service too. Now, 25% of people actually think that schools shouldn't offer community service, and I actually should be with these guys. But I actually think I'm more on to the affirmative position, because I still have a hard time figuring out what kind of service I want to do. Also, I do have good ideas. I haven't had time getting them into pen and paper. It's just like when lots of people do the extra bit of work freehand, all I have to do is fill in the blanks, that kind of service. And all I have to do is I'll just get my things messy while other people do the formal stuff. That's something for me. I like getting my hands messy more than writing stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Shannon out. Peace. What?